Okay, we're going to rationalise the denominator, which means that we want to have something that's a whole number and not a square root on the bottom. So we're going to use the equivalence of fractions to do this, and this is a very neat thing to do. If I times square root of 2 by square root of 2, I'd get the number 2. But if I times the bottom by square root of 2, I'm going to have to times the top by square root of 2. Now if you notice here, root 2 divided by root 2, that's just 1. So I haven't actually changed the fraction at all. But watch this when I multiply it out. Well, 3 times root 2 is 3 lots of root 2. Root 2 times root 2 is just 2. So I've got 3 root 2 over 2. If you notice now, the denominator is not a square root anymore. So I can do that with the second example. Make it a bit trickier this time. 1 plus root 3 over square root of 5. Well, again, I want to make sure that I've got a whole number on the bottom, so I'm going to multiply by root 5, top and bottom. So working this out carefully, root 5 times 1 is root 5, plus root 3 times root 5 is root 15, and then root 5 times root 5 is just 5. Admittedly that looks a little bit untidy now, but at least we've made some progress with rationalising the denominator. Okay, a little bit trickier. We've got 1 plus root 2 on the bottom. It's no good just timesing everything by root 2 because the root 2 is going to come back in with this 1. If you see something like this, here's a neat trick again. If we multiply by 1 minus root 2, so what I've done is I've taken the negative version of this part and I'm going to multiply the top by the same thing. So here we go. On the top I've got 3 lots of 1 minus root 2, and on the bottom I've got 1 plus 2 times by 1 minus root 2. If you've done work on the difference of 2 squares, this should become very easy for you right about now. Finishing off, 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times minus root 2 is 3 lots of root 2 there, or minus 3 lots of root 2. Now watch what happens on the bottom. 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times minus root 2 is minus root 2, root 2 times 1 is plus root 2, and then we've got root 2 times minus root 2 is minus 2. If we tidy this up, you'll see that these two parts cancel out, leaves us with the same on the top, but on the bottom 1 minus 2 is minus 1. You might want to tidy that up a little bit further. If we times top and bottom by minus 1 on the bottom, and on the top you'll have 3 root 2 minus 3. Now it happens in this case, because I've got 1 on the bottom, I can just rewrite as 3 root 2 minus 3. It doesn't always work out like that, but this time we're quite lucky that we've simplified it quite a lot.